Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Central PA fishing report with George Costa of TCO Fly Shop in State College. George, how are you?
I'm amazing as always, Marvin. How are you?
And as always, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. And, Old Man Winter's got his grip on Central PA, doesn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit of a sloppy mess out there today. We've got rain and sleet and snow. Everything's kind of changing the rain now. So kind of a messy morning, but should clear up pretty fast. A little precipitation is kind of needed. All the streams have been on the low side. We got a little bit of precipitation the other day, bumped everything up, added some good color. A little bit of warm weather over the weekend. The fishing was pretty good in the bite windows. Sunday and Monday, we had some 40, 50-degree days. But now we're getting kind of chilly again, and we'll take a little bit of this rain to bump the levels up a bit. On the fishing front, there was a couple of olives around and some midges around last week when it got a little warmer. But the cold weather is probably going to shut them down a little bit. But nymphing has been really good. All the usual suspects on the nymphs have been working well. Streamer bite has been kind of hit or miss with the lower clear water. If we had a little more flow and a little more color, it'd probably be a lot better. But you can still pick up a fish on a streamer if you put your time in. But nymphing's definitely been the name of the game out here lately.
Yeah, to follow up on that, got a question from our faithful listener, Brenner. Wanted to get your thoughts on sizes of nymphs for kind of winter and spring fishing, and maybe, if there's any kind of, because I know that stuff's probably going to be small, any kind of preferred, hook types that you like to get a better hookup ratio.
As far as the hook sizes go, it really depends on what pattern you're using. I love fishing a big stonefly out here in the winter. 8s, 10s, some bigger golden stones work really well. They're definitely going to get some fish to move and look at them. Especially when they're kind of cold and lethargic, that a big stonefly will definitely get their attention, and they'll, this is definitely the time of year I like fishing it, especially if the water comes up and there's good flow. As far as other nymph sizes, smaller mayfly patterns have been working really well. Darker colors, and, generally in the winter, it really depends on what species of bug you're looking for. So olives are going to be smaller. Small, dark, 16, 18s, and 20s, and the midges are good. And your mayfly patterns really start liking to use them more towards the middle of May when you get some of those big sulfur nymphs that are a little bigger. They'll move some fish. So you can really vary your nymph size a lot. Just try to imitate, what's going to be naturally in the water. So if you're imitating a mayfly pattern, late winter, early spring, 14s and 16s are a good bet. Stoneflies, you want to get a little bigger, for sure, 6s, 8s, 10s on some of the big golden stones. And if you're going to try to imitate those Baetis, olive, or midges, then you're going to be down in your 18, 20, 22 range.
Yeah, and on that small stuff, do you like to try to get like wide gap hooks or, bend the barb out to the side a little bit? I know some people do that to get a better hookup.
I don't like bending a hook. I think that's just kind of you're going to mess with the integrity of it. I prefer a wide gap hook. I use a lot of jig hooks with a wider gap to begin with, but something that's going to effectively catch the fish and effectively imitate your pattern. I think more important than a wide gap is a good quality hook, something that's going to hold its point. Using cheap hooks, you get caught on a stick, you get caught on a rock, then they're going to bend out, and you're going to really bounce and lose a lot of fish by using a cheaper hook that bends out the way you don't want it to.
Got it. And, folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can email me or DM me on social media, whatever is easiest for you. And if we use your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag. We're drawing for something cool from the shop at the end of the season. And, George, before I let you go, I know you guys were in Edison. I suspect you're going to be in Lancaster, but you want to kind of let folks know, where you guys are going to be on the show road. I imagine you probably got a bunch of classes and things going on in the shop. Probably, maybe even, do you have any Valentine's Day sales? You never know. But why don't you let folks know?
Every day is Valentine's Day. Every day is Valentine's Day. I love everyone, I think.
All right. You want to embellish on that a little bit?
Sure. We definitely have a lot of winter classes right now in all of our shops. Our website's up to date, so check those out. A bunch of good tying classes, some clinics mixed in there. We definitely have March 30th. We have a really good tying class with one of our tires here in State College on our periodic cicadas, which we're going to see in Central PA this year. So mark your calendars for sometime in June. We're definitely going to be a crazy year with them. So start tying those big foam patterns for that. But as far as the show goes, we will be down in Lancaster in about a month. We just finished up the Edison show. So come see us down there in Lancaster towards the beginning of March, I believe is when that show is. Check out our website for all the classes and everything, and we'll see you soon.
Well, there you go. Well, folks, as I say, if it's warm enough where you are, you should get out and fish. But if you can't do that, sit down at the Vice, tie a few flies, or if you've got a fly fishing show near you, check it out. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, George.
Take it easy, Marvin.